What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. This is Malaka MotorSports. I'm George.
I'm Stav.
So welcome back. This is going to be part 2 of Stav's big turbo, 200 wheel horsepower. What? I'm sorry, 250 wheel horsepower build.
Yeah, per cylinder. Shit talker.
We are back with part 2. A lot of updates coming for his build. You guys have seen the part 1 where we install the main bearings with all the lube and all the gravy. And then we installed the crank.
Maybe that's what we did wrong. We put gravy in the motor?
I think that was the problem. And then we put the ARP hardware. Now we have the block prepped for the piston rod install. We already saved some time by kind of getting everything together here. And Stav's going to kind of continue and explain what's going on, what's going in, and what we've swapped out.
So we swapped out the H-beam rods and we went with an I-beam rod. Mainly because it's stronger. We had no issues with the other rods, but we got the opportunity to upgrade to these rods. I've never used them before, but IROS Motorsports uses them in all their 5-cylinder builds, and they make a lot of power, and over 1,000 wheel, and never broke one. So
let's throw up a screenshot real quick so you guys can see exactly the difference between the H-beam and I-beam rod. And again, the old rods that were in the motor, we still have them. Probably going to list them for sale soon. But Stav is going for bigger power than he planned before. So he was planning.
Originally, we were just going to take a stock block, throw some rods into it, and just throw power at it. Yeah. And then every time it was like, oh, we got a tubular. We put a bigger 67 mil turbo. Now we're going to put a 70 mil turbo. So every time we keep trying to upgrade the rods.
Yes.
You have anything to say, Paul?
Yes, it's about to make a lot of power, and it sounds really badass. 12 valve, no cat. Like, I'm not lying. Like, it sounds better than 24 valve. Am I wrong?
Okay,
am I wrong?
Fired. This is his first second official sighting in the video.
I tuned this car so far, so I want to tune it when we get the big power. You know what I'm
saying? Appreciate it, buddy. Yeah. Anyway, he's lying. But yeah. So
so let's talk about that tool real quick before we even kick off. So Wiseco sent
this is an 82 millimeter ring compressor. But what happens is, since the block is not like a traditional V8 block that's just straight, it actually has I believe a 12.5 or 15 degree angle.
Yeah.
They actually machine down. We actually got it machined by a local machine shop. So now when you're trying to put the piston ring in, instead of
it actually matches the angle that it's going to be installed.
Fits perfectly. So you don't have a ring coming out and then you break it. It's actually a pretty cool little nifty part. I think somebody does mass produce these for the VR6, but when I got them, they were all out of stock. So I made it myself.
All right, and let's talk about the pistons real quick. We know we installed the rings on them. Which gaps did you go with and why? So the top ring and the middle ring, what gaps are we looking at?
21,000 for the top ring and 19,000 for the second ring.
Okay, and if you guys look at the Wiseco guide, it's included in every booklet. It gives you kind of like a range depending on what your application is. And there's really no set parameter for the VR6 Turbo. Everyone kind of just homebrews their own setup. So with our numbers and what Stav's bore is going to be on the 82 mil, there was a small range there, and Stav ended up picking one.
So this is a street strip application. This is not a full race car that you just I want all the oil to come through the top ring.
I just wanted you as a witness.
Yes.
He said the 12 valve is not a race car.
It's not a race car.
It's not capable because it's missing.
Well, your
12,
car ends up so
valves.
many miles on a trailer. My car drives to San Diego and comes back. I
got to ride in it too. So
yeah, you got to ride it. Have you ever got to ride in George's car? No, it's because it's at a shop. It's at a shop. Anyway,
so that's the end of today's episode, guys. Thanks for watching. We love you. No.
Anyway, so we're going to install the pistons and rods. We're going to get the short block done today so you guys can see that. And then, the next video will be when we're installing the head and doing the timing components. That's always fun. All
right, so let's kick off some time-lapse footage. Let's get these bad boys installed.
Oh, and let's talk about another thing that seems to be annoying the internet. These are called tool steel, the material. George can't read. And he calls them tooled steel, and we got a lot of emails.
That was a pretty good chunk of steel, and someone must have tooled them to make them look this way. Well, so those are definitely tooled steel.
I'm currently having a conversation with a tool.
Those are definitely tooled.
These are called tool steel.
So definitely tooled.
I'm sorry,
probably tooled with cutters and everything to put threads on them and all this other stuff. So these are now just.
You know what? In life, you have to pick your fights, and I'm not going to fight on this one. But I'm going to give out your email at the end of this one.
All right, guys. So, as you guys saw, Stav's upgrading to a few different components. We're getting ready to install the piston rods in his 12-valve motor. And that's it, guys. And then hopefully, I don't even know if today we'll get to installing the head, but right now we're just going to install the short block. Part 3, head install, and then hopefully part 4, motor install, and part 5, maybe getting it into the car.
Motor removal, and whatever we mess up on this one. So,
all right, guys. So without further ado, let's kick it off to the time lapse. Show you guys some install on the 12 valve. Hopefully, we install them in the correct orientation the first time with everything facing the right way, not like we did on mine by accident. We won't mention that. That happened before YouTube. So before YouTube, it didn't exist, right? Anyway, guys, we'll kick it off. So, Paul, this is your first time torquing some rods?
Not his first time. First time in California. I mean, he's built like hundreds of motors.
Yeah, we did a 24 valve, Malaka.
Yeah, okay. You enjoying yourself?
Oh yeah, brother.
Okay.
Look at that sudden, graceful move. It's like he knows what he's doing.
By Greek God.
So if you guys notice that the camera movement is a lot smoother, we ended up picking up a Moza gimbal. So hopefully this improves the video quality of this so it's not shaking. Which right now I'm shaking my arm, but the camera's still still. So I guess this gimbal's actually working. All right, let's continue on with this time lapse. What are we doing after this, gents?
Taking over the world.
Mm-hmm. Dinner time is what I think. So what are we torquing out to, Stav? If you can kind of...
We're doing the initial torque of 30 foot-pounds. The integrated website and ARP website says 50 pounds. So we're doing initial 30, and then we're going to switch it out to 50.
All right, cool.
So what number?
Stav can really see with the sunglasses too. It's like laser vision. So are we pretty much done or what for today?
Yeah, I think we did pretty good right now so far.
So Stav, what do we do? What's going on here?
So we installed the pistons and rods, torqued everything to spec. The short block is done. At least that's what I'm being told because I can't see anything.
All right, so pistons and rods installed. We torqued everything on the crank. Everything spins pretty much smooth, as free as possible anyway, so it moves. And then next episode, we're looking to install the head.
Correct. And George's favorite bolts, tooled steel.
The tooled steel.
Even though they're tool steel.
All right, cool. And then where's the head to now? We got the head pretty much down there. We washed it, cleaned it. Should be ready to go. I almost feel like doing it now, but it's pretty late, and I think it's dinner time. So I think that's it. We're pretty much wrapping it up for today's episode, and that's it. Stav, that's part 2 of your video. I think is complete. You know, I think you guys should be proud.
Yeah, I mean,
you guys seem so excited and so enthusiastic, especially Paul here. He looks like Ivan Drago from like Rocky 4. Just so quiet.
I mean, I've asked you before and you still don't answer. What you gonna do when I put this thing up to 45 pounds?
Yeah, that's the real question.
Anyway, guys, so part 2 wrapped up. Next video is going to be what, Stav? What are we doing on the next video for part 3 for your...
Assembling the top end of the motor, also timing the motor, and getting the last few pieces together, and then after that, we're going to throw the motor in the car.
And that'll be part 4 for installing into the car.
Correct. And then part 5, gapping the 24 valve. No tuning, no braking, first start up.
I think we had enough of that. Appreciate you guys watching. Again, part 2 of Stav's build. Stay tuned for part 3. They're talking crap, but they talking crap in the back over there. All right, guys. Appreciate you guys watching. As always, I'm George. I'm George.
I'm Stav.
This is Pavlos.
We'll see you guys in the next episode.